Hi, my name is Charlotte, and in this documentary I am going to be talking about the Bears Ears National Monument. According to archaeologists, Native Americans first discovered this area around 13,000 years ago in what is known as the Paleo-Indian period. According to the Navajo people, they've been here much longer.
We were here for 30 billion years ago, and we came from the earth.
These people were foragers, and they hunted and ate animals. From that time forward, more Native Americans settled there, and they started to become more sedentary, living on farms and building houses. They started moving out from 900 to 1500 AD, but they never stopped visiting and using the area. It was in the 1500s that the Spanish discovered the area. This started warfare among the communities and changed the Native Americans' way of life forever. In 1880 AD, things changed further for the indigenous people, as the pioneers of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints settled into the area. That is when the looting of ancient artifacts started.
This has been going on since 1857, the day the white people came into the area. They have no respect for traditional Navajo sites, ancient sites, and they've been destroying all of the ancient sites, and it's still going on, all in the name of money.
And eventually the drilling for uranium in the area. These changes have caused much destruction to the Bears Ears and the homes of their residents. Eventually this area became a national monument to protect it.
I see a lot of changes. There are more roads than the time I was a child, and there's a lot of cattle everywhere.
What is a national monument, you ask? Well, a national monument is a protected area controlled by the federal government and designated by the President or an act of Congress. The Antiquities Act was signed into law on June 8, 1906 by Theodore Roosevelt. The law stated that the President had the power to designate national monuments to preserve naturally and historically significant sites. Devil's Tower was proclaimed the first national monument on September 24, 1906. In a national monument, there are penalties for destroying antiquities or archaeological artifacts. The Native American ancestors came to the Bears Ears area and lived there for hundreds of years. It has been their homeland and provided for them. They built their homes there and they had everything they needed. It is their sacred land, and it is important to more than one tribe of Native Americans, including the Navajo, Utes, Shula, and others.
Bears Ears means it's our home, our culture, our way of life, our language. Let me say something very simple in Navajo. The Nevazad Bears Ears. That's what it means to us. I spoke to you in Navajo. It also means a healthy family.
When conflict arose about who should take the land, the Native Americans felt it was unfair to leave the home they had lived in for generations.
In 1857, the white people came to San Juan County to live. I believe most of those people were Mormons, and when they came, they were not friendly people. It's kind of sad to say that not much has improved.
They have organized several groups and joined together to collectively fight for their land. They value this land for sacred purposes as much as they do beauty, and many think the National Monument was a very good improvement.
It was the one endeavor that the Native Americans wanted and started that they got. And that, to me, was number one on the chart.
This area has been fought over since the pioneers came to the Bears Ears. Since then, many groups and organizations have formed, and many more people have been wanting many more things.
When we first met, everyone was wanting their thing to be the thing that got, the most attention. And it was hard because San Juan County is a very large county. So dividing it up and deciding where are we going to have mining, where are we going to have this and that.
There are several conservation groups who want there to be a national monument to protect the Bears Ears. There are local people and ranchers who live in the area who don't want to leave the area and who have also lived there since they were young. Most of these people want to keep farming and ranching there.
Now, so I grew up in the most perfect place in the world, as far as I'm concerned. The freedom that I enjoyed. Our back door was next to what you'd call wild land. That was administered by the Bureau of Land Management. But they did not have any strict controls over what we did. So as kids, we would walk across the canyons, go to the ruins, of which there are many, many.
I would say the Bears Ears, along with almost all the country in San Juan County, has a significance in that most of it isn't developed.
There are also miners who want the land for drilling and mining valuable substances such as oil and uranium.
But you have to have a tax base. We're taxed more than any other community in the state of Utah right now, trying to support the school system, because the Navajos that live on the reservation, and there's still over 50% of the students in the San Juan School District, do not pay property taxes. So those of us that have property, including, of course, the Native Americans that live in Blanding, have homes, we get taxed pretty hard. And when they put in a big monument like that, they just take more land out of any possible income for the local people.
The state government and the federal government also have their opinions on what the land should be used for. There are also the Native American people who want the land to live and thrive in, just like they've been doing for hundreds of years. Bears Ears is a beautiful place filled with Native American artifacts and ruins, prehistoric dinosaur footprints, rare plants and animals, and all kinds of interesting people and cultures. This land continues to be fought over to this day. Our hope is that one day the people of San Juan County will be able to find a way to split the pie so everyone has a piece.